We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, Faith Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Silk City, it is the Misery Loves Company Lone Wolf Hot Sauce. And since we don't have a back label with ingredients, we can see the sauce very, very well in the bottle here. This sort of nice brownish color here, and it see, it's got a lot of chunkiness to it. I don't know if this is a 5-ounce bottle or not. It does stand slightly taller than the other 5-ounce bottles, the normal ones, so it might be 5.5, possibly, maybe even 6. Hopefully we can pour past this clotting here. There we go. So we've got, in this sauce, we've got a few things. The pepper is, the hot pepper is the habanero. There's also roasted red peppers, figs, and some balsamic. And there's probably other stuff as well. I don't have the exact ingredient listing, but I do know those things. And that doesn't have onions in it. But it's a very nice sort of medium brown, a little bit of chunkiness to it, probably medium thick sauce. It almost looks a little bit like maybe a lighter mole sort of coloration to it. And it is very delicious. So without further ado, let's get to the getting. There's a lot of pulp here, whether from the fig or the pepper, probably both, actually. Figs tend to be very, very, very sweet. This is a pretty sweet sauce. And I am a fan of figs, so I've used this in a lot of areas that maybe you wouldn't normally. I find it a touch too sweet for things like pizza. But the lighter meats, it's almost too sweet for that also. But I do kind of like that aspect with the chicken and the pork. Fish, not so much, but those other things, definitely. But I was thinking, we're still sort of in the holiday season as I'm filming this, and actually even as I'm posting this. A rarity, certainly, but so we're in the holiday season, and a lot of times you'll see people putting out just different nibbles, different appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, that type of thing. So I thought, let's do that. So we've got, you see fig jelly and jam with a brie and with crackers or sometimes. This particular one, I just barely saw this. We have Townhouse Flipsides, cracker on one side, pretzel on the other. Let's give this a go. I want to see what this is. This isn't normally, most of the time when pretzels get thin like this, I don't like them, but I thought, you know, what the hell? I've never tried them yet. All right, so we got, this is the pretzel side, this right here, this is the cracker side. You can see there's not a huge difference. It looks like they just toasted the cracker side to death. So that tastes like a pretzel. A little bit of a cracker aspect to it. This is definitely more pretzel, I think, than cracker, though. Let's try it the other way around. You know, so flavor is definitely more pretzelish. This cheese is a Brie Fermier, or it'd be Fermier, something like that. And it's not the double creamy one like I've had before. I like Brie cheese. I don't know if you guys all out there like the Brie or not. I do. This has a lot more creaminess to it. Not quite as bitter, but it actually, the flavor is more on the, almost like a cream, like a milk. Very, very intriguing. Oh, hey, look, my neck sauce is sliding down. Come on in. Let's incorporate you with everything else. This sauce, I will say, separates very easily. Definitely, you'll be agitating it a bit. All right, so let's try it on a few different things, shall we? The first one is the cracker by itself. Do a little benchmarking here. It's only a habanero heat, so it's not like it's super punchy or anything. That works really nicely. Wow. I was not expecting that. That works extremely well with the crackers. All right. Try it just on the Brie itself. You can see right there. Interesting. I don't think I like this Brie, actually. This particular variation, I cannot say I'm a fan of. I had a double creamy at one of the other videos. That one was lovely. This one, the taste is honestly a bit odd. It's almost like a fruitiness to it, which is just really strange to me. Well, let's hope there's nothing wrong with it. But probably I'm not going to get much of a burn here. I'm just going to go through this block of cheese. But I don't expect a burn here because of the cheese. There are cross purposes, you know, with the capsaicin a bit. Yeah, there's an off flavor to this particular Brie I don't like. This sauce is so good, though. Jeff over at Silk City makes some really, really brilliant stuff. I think it's just through his website now, though. I don't think he's got too much stuff floating around in other shops, even online ones. There's somewhat of a move away from the flasks, but they were either 8 or 10 ounce flasks, usually going for about $10. This 5 or 6 ounce bottle, I'm not sure which it is, 5.5, 6 ounce, somewhere in there, was $8. And that's probably why it's just a little hard, I think, to get in stores at that price point. But it is so good. That guy's a genius with sauces. Alright. I'm going to try something different this time. I have to cut this cheese super thin, or it becomes too overbearing. Let's put the sauce on the cracker first. And then we'll put the cheese on top and see what happens. That might be the better way to go. Let's do that. I think this would work really well, though, for a chili head cheese and cracker plate. I think this might be a bit much for a lot of people. I think it is just gorgeous. It's a wonderful sauce. Most of the time, though, when you're having, like a fig jelly and cracker plate, heat is not meant to be there as a component. It's more the bitter, the creamy, intermixed with what is usually just a very potently sweet sauce. Or jam or jelly. But this is truly a marvel. This is somewhere up in the upper East Coast. So I imagine a few of you guys, if you're out there and you're interested, could probably still get this in time for some holiday parties. If you want to have a chili head aspect to a cheese plate. The flavor of this is just excellent. I really love a lot of innovation of flavor. This one, we're taking something that's actually already out there in the world and spinning it a little bit. And it is such a wild success. What you don't have is the density of flavor like you would with normally just like a fig jam. So let's try something here. Oh boy. Got maybe one more of these left to go before we get into the hard rind part. Okay, so let's try to increase the density. So we'll do cracker sauce, cheese sauce. That might be the winning ticket right there. These flipsides are pretty neat, I will say that. If you like pretzels, these are definitely a go. At least for me. Who loves pretzels? Okay. Hey. You can see this is not as creamy or it's a lot stiffer than Brie often turns out to be. You just got the rind left. I got bothered with that. Do one more time for the world here. Alright, so most of these are broken. I find that kind of obnoxious. Like, why are they're like this? I also kind of feel like these are over toasted a little bit. I remember Cheez-Its put out their so-called toasty version, and they were just all just like completely burnt, basically. Okay. Hot sauce, cracker, hot sauce, cracker. Try that. Okay. Well, this label is kind of cool. It's got almost like a metallic thing to it. Okay, so this was better by itself with crackers than it was with that cheese, just because obviously I did not get a very good Brie cheese. Way too firm, nowhere near creamy enough. So that was me. I just never tried that before, and I always like to try new stuff, particularly if I'm shooting, because we can kind of try new experiences together, so to speak. This is the flip sides were pretty good. They break really super easy though, so they're not perfect, but they were kind of cool. I actually like those better than I thought I was going to. This though is a majestic hot sauce. This is just an absolute flavor sensation with the figs and the roasted peppers going together like a dream. You don't get a lot of the balsamic flavor, but it does sort of combine to the richness and depth of the sauce. And then you got habaneros as a heat component, which doesn't, I wouldn't say it contributes a whole ton to the flavor. It does to a degree. It's more, I think, there for heat, but there's a appreciable build. It's very moderate for me. I think I gave this a 1. I wouldn't put it past that. But, if you're at a party with a bunch of people, you don't necessarily just want to turn on the night and go balls out crazy with super hots or anything. So I think it works pretty well in that respect. You can see I ate quite a lot of it on camera here. And I've got just a nice sort of general, I wouldn't say, it's fairly low-key, sort of just a really pleasant burn. I like those. I like the ones that, it's just a nice, I don't know, sort of warming, comforting sort of warmth, I guess. Those are nice. And I was wondering if the cheese was going to dial that down, and it might have a little bit, but I don't think to any great extent. It seems like it read through pretty well. So excellent addition to the sauce. I don't know if I've had one thick in it before. That was really a treat. I quite enjoyed this sauce. And I'll probably continue playing around with it a little bit. I think it probably would work pretty well on shrimp. Like I said, I didn't really like it on fish, but it's still fun to play with this. This is another one of those just really good tasting sauces that even if you find an application where you're like, I'm not going to do that again, it still isn't awful because the taste of the sauce itself is so good. I think this would actually, it would probably be kind of interesting on a burger. I might try that as well, but I still got, about a third of it left. So I've got some more playing around to do, but I wanted to get this out because, the holidays for chili heads can often be kind of a bust because people are looking for more comfort foods, I think, than they are for anything that's got kind of a punch or a kick to it. Whereas that might not be the case for something like the Super Bowl. I think, or Halloween, for instance. It is, I think, Thanksgiving specifically, and to an even greater degree, the Christmas stuff. It just that's not really, I think, what people are looking at doing. Especially if they're having people come over and stuff. But it's nice for chili heads not to get left out, and this would actually work really well as one of those appetizers. I think this would be fascinating on ham as well. I haven't quite talked myself into buying a whole ham for myself yet. But if I do, definitely this, I think, would go extremely well with that. So who knows? I might do that after all. I mean, you see a lot of brown sugar hams and honey hams where that's there more as an accent. I think this might be a bit strong to be just an accent, but it is not quite as dense or as cloyingly sweet as like a fake jam is. So there's a really nice balance, very nice happy medium here. And this is just a gorgeous sauce. So definitely if you're a chili head, Silk City should be on your radar because he's making, like I said, Jeff is making some really phenomenal stuff. I would include this as one of those. So there it is. The Silk City Misery Loves Company Lone Wolf Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.